Hello everyone, I am Hope, better known as Hope M, and if you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So in today's video, I am going to be continuing where I left off. This is part 2 of the things I wish I knew when I was starting with university. Without wasting any more of your time, let's get straight in today's video. Thing number 1, don't be fooled by the freedom that you get at university. Guys, you will always be free, okay? You're always gonna be free, but what you have to do is make sure you use or spend your time wisely, because you will start saving the semester. So when we talk about saving the semester, that is you basically studying the whole semester's work in one night or one day or maybe 2 days before you write your exams, and that is not needed, which is why I'm like, when it comes to thing number 1, you shouldn't be fooled by the freedom that you get. If you're a person who didn't used to date, you might have the freedom to want to date, but I wouldn't say you should take advantage of that. Be wise and still act like you're still at home. Be a little bit strict on yourself so that you don't end up doing things that you'll regret at the end of the day. Yes, you are free, but make sure you discipline yourself, because you will cry at the end of the year or at the end of the semester, regretting the life choices that you made. Okay, thing number 2, prioritize your academics. I feel like I've dwelled on this one a lot. You know what you are there for, isn't it? So you're supposed to focus on your academics. No matter what external forces come and disturb you, you should make sure your academics are your priority. Even when you want to go out, if you know that tomorrow you're going to go out, make sure maybe you study. You can even pull an all-nighter if you can. That's if you're going out late. But make sure you study before you go out, because it doesn't make sense. When you go out, when you come back, you're going to be tired. You won't even study. So that is you basically abandoning your academics. Know what you want, okay? Prioritize those academics, because if you do not pass, you might end up going back home or be academically excluded, especially if you have a bursary. So you wouldn't want that, okay? And you wouldn't want to delay yourself, especially if you are a person who repeated metric a lot of times. No offense to those people. Or if you're a person who has been delayed in the past, if you're a person who has failed but later on discovered your potential, this is your time to shine. It's possible to shine at varsity, okay? Especially if you're a person who dedicates a lot of hours into your studies, or you studying smart. But as long as you're able to understand the content, you are good to go, okay? Thing number 3, varsity is not like high school. You will fail, and in a funny way, in a simple way, you will tell yourself that you know the content, okay? And then you don't study much because you feel like you're not studying a textbook, you're actually studying the lecture slides. And then you'll be like, nah, this is something that I can ace. I can study this within 2 days, only to find out that you cannot save the semester in 2 days. Which is why I'm like, varsity is not like high school. So make sure you are well prepared, okay? And some of the things are hard, not really hard. We just don't understand them fully, but it's actually better than high school, because a lot of people would complain about high school. I don't want to lie, but for me, deep down, I miss high school. Only grade 12 though, not the other grades, only just grade 12 specifically, because that's when I started understanding things. But varsity is not like high school. When it comes to varsity, you can just choose the time you want to go to class. If you want to miss class, like I said in my previous video, you can, if you know that you'll be able to bounce back. But if you're doing medicine, I don't think you can miss class, because there are just some things that they say in the class that you have to hear. And also people that do engineering, unless you have a backup plan, you have a YouTube tutor that will make you bounce back, I don't know. But be wise, it's easy to fail in university. Yes, that is my point. It is easy to fail in university. Easy, very easy. In high school, you would know that, Okay, I struggle with analytical geometry. Okay, I struggle with English. I don't understand. But in varsity, you can be like, oh, so this is what the lecturer is talking about. Only to find out when you write the exams, you think you aced it, only to find that you didn't ace it. You were just writing nonsense for the past 3 hours. Imagine writing a 3-hour paper only for you to get 3 out of 150. It means that when you were writing 1 mark for each hour. So no, that is so wrong, guys. So yeah, stay woke, okay? Varsity is not like high school. Thing number 4, don't follow the crowd, do you. The reason why I'm like you shouldn't follow the crowd is because the crowd can mislead you. Okay, in university, or the friends that you make, especially if they're not your real friends, they can mislead you. A person can tell you that they didn't study, which can be true when they say they didn't study, but they have a sharp memory to remember what the lecturer said in the class. Okay, and then when they pass, you will start saying, yo, this person actually studied, meanwhile they didn't study. Which is why I'm like, when you follow the crowd, make sure you know yourself, so that even if they try to mislead you, you will still stick to what you know to be right. The main thing here is for you to have self-discipline. Without self-discipline, you're not gonna conquer university. Trust me. Yes, if you wanna be naughty, but make sure your academics are prioritized. And when you follow the crowd, make sure you follow the right crowd. But if you're following the wrong one, yo, disaster. Thing number 5, no matter how hard it gets, do not drop out. There are a lot of people that drop out of uni. You might tell yourself that you will never ever drop out, but there are situations that just trigger you to drop out. People end up having depression, some people end up having health issues. So one thing I would say is that no matter how hard it gets, don't drop out unless it's a life or death situation. And sometimes I feel like the reason why people feel like they have depression is because they mix things. Like, I know your family things are hard, right? But all of us in life, we're not having it easy. Okay, we're not having it easy. I can smile with you guys only to find out that I am a victim of GBV, or I'm a victim of rape, or I'm a victim of something. But we keep it moving. We might have stress. People have relationship stress where they feel like they want to commit suicide, where their dads are not responsible, where their mothers are not responsible, where you feel like you're not loved by anyone. But please make sure that whatever it is, make sure you survive. University is a place where only the fit people will survive. Okay, it's survival of the fittest, so it's just like Lamarck. I think Lamarckism in life sciences used to say, the more you use something frequently, the more it grows, and the more you don't, the more it just vanishes. So the more you use your knowledge, or the more you study your books, the more your mind will expand. It will expand. But the more you don't study your books, it will dry out, and you'll end up thinking that dropping out is the only solution for you because you cannot take it anymore. So just make sure that no matter what, you don't drop out, because at the end of the day, you're doing this for you, especially if you are doing a course that you wanted initially. Some people drop out of university to go and start all over again. If you want to start all over again by doing the course that you want, that is perfect. But just dropping out because you're tired of school, or just because you want to go stay at your boyfriend's house and be a wife, or you want to stay at home and be a responsible father, don't do that. Don't drop out. Don't give up on yourself. Okay, you see, now I'm even motivating you. Meanwhile, that wasn't my intention in this video. So just make sure you don't drop out. Okay, don't. Thing number 6, well, I didn't know that when you fail a module, it adds another year, especially if you have to carry that module. Modules are just like subjects for the people that don't know. So if you fail a subject or if you fail a module in a semester, it's possible for you to carry that module onto the next year. And when you carry that module onto the next year, especially if it is linked to another module, for instance, this year you're doing Maths 101. If you fail Maths 101, next year you won't do Maths 202. You obviously have to do Maths 101 before you can do 202. And if there is 203, it means it will just be pushing. Next year, instead of doing 203, you're going to be doing 202. And that is plus 1 year. You're basically adding a year. So whatever you do, it's better you pass with a low mark, but don't add another year, guys. Especially if you are a person who depends on NSFAS. Don't keep on failing, because hey, it's gonna exclude you. NSFAS only gives you 5 years, okay? So if you want to add another 6 years, you're gonna pay for yourself, and you won't be able to get your graduation certificate if you are owing NSFAS. You have to pay those bills before you can graduate, which is why a lot of people end up being on TikTok asking for money. And besides them asking for money because of academic exclusion, I think some of them just struggle financially, but most it's because of them failing. So which is why I would advise you to rather pass with low marks, even though they won't take you anywhere. But who am I to say that? Because I'm not God. You might get your low marks only to find out that somewhere out there they're gonna hire you with your low marks just because you have talent. Because some people have knowledge when it comes to academics, and some people have knowledge when it comes to life things. So I'm not gonna judge and whatnot. So just make sure you don't fail. That is my main point. Do not fail. Thing number 7, just because it's easy for others doesn't mean it will be easy for you. Just because your friend said it was easy doesn't mean it's gonna be easy for you. Just because it's hard for them doesn't mean it's gonna be hard for you. That is what you are supposed to know. Do not listen to what people have to say regarding it being hard. Just take it as a warning or a sign or a heads up, but don't take it into heart and start to project their hardship or their time with the module being easy onto you. Make sure you're able to understand and grasp what is going on. Thing number 8, you should mingle with people that do the same course as you. When I'm like mingle, I'm not talking about you dating them as in single and ready to mingle. No, I'm talking about talk to the people that are doing the same course as you, because there are instances where you won't understand something and you need someone to explain as soon as possible, and you can't even wait for the lecturer, or you're gonna need advice on an assignment or something. So make sure you have a little bit of friends that do the same course as you, okay? Even if you don't want that friendship to be big or personal, just make it academic related. It's also okay to have acquaintances. Let me just say acquaintances or colleagues. You're gonna call them colleagues at some point, trust me. So just make sure you mingle with people that do the same course as you, okay? Thing number 9, make sure you consult with your lecturers. Guys, this is one tip that a lot of people don't take into consideration. A person can start university and finish university without consulting a lecturer. Yes, you might be smart. Yes, you might be getting 80%. But what if you consult with your lecturer, you were going to get a 90%? Don't sleep on those people. They're going to give you tips here and there that you need. Don't underestimate those lecturers. Use them as much as you can. Make sure you ask questions where possible, okay? And tip number 10, this is a bonus one. I would say be happy. Be happy. Make sure you're happy. Make sure you create memories that you're going to remember once you're done with university. I think I said this in my previous video. But make sure you do you. Don't rush the process, okay? Progress is better than no progress at all. Just go with the flow, but make sure you are studying in the flow, because if you don't study, you will drown academically, and when you drown, you die. This is figuratively so. You will die. Okay, you will drown academically and you will die. So make sure you are part of the people that are going to survive. Just like natural selection by Charles Darwin, only those that have the favorable characteristics will survive. And for you to have the favorable characteristics, make sure you study. Make sure you have self-discipline. God bless you, and I am signing out. Make sure you like this video. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Do what you have to, okay? Peace.